The TV industry sure loves imprisoning kids. Wait, that came out wrong. Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to Adventure Game Show Geek. Torso here, and I guess this is my first proper video. Now, most people start with a little background information about them, the aim of the channel, etc. But I'm bad at that. So let's just start. So, a game show is a game. It either has a win clause that must be fulfilled, a lose clause that mustn't, or both. More simply, the game must be won or lost.
Although there were some Knightmare quests that were left unfinished due to the end of the series.
But I don't want to pick up that disruptor today. Back on point, sometimes the contestants will win and they get to walk free, earn their heart's desire, get some cool stuff, join a teenage army, whatever. But sometimes they lose. And what happens then? You see, winning means nothing if there aren't consequences for losing. High risk, high reward, the reward itself is brought higher by the raised stakes alone. Now, I could make a list of all the commonly used consequences in game shows and compare and rank them, pointing out the strengths and limitations, but I actually have a social life. Who am I kidding? I don't have a social life. Let's start with the basic. You failed, let's go home. This is a method used in both Fort Boyard and its ultimate successor, and also the Crystal Maze. Both of these are lacking in plots, because this method is often used when the game is nothing but a competition. The consequence is for losing is losing, and the stakes are relatively low. But wait a second, I hear you cry. Doesn't Raven fall into that category? Surely I'm not saying that Raven is lacking in plot. And I'm not. Then it must be the low stakes, but they're up against the enemy of all that is good and true. And to that I have to say, are they? Are they really? No, they're competing to discover who will be the ultimate warrior, the one who will go up against him in the future. Sure, they often go against the demons and are often killed by the demons, but Raven's resurrection powers make it hardly permanent.
The losing warrior is sent home
with a pat on the back and some words of encouragement. Nothing more, nothing less. Interestingly, this is also a fate shared by the overall 3rd and 4th place recruits on Mission 2110, and just those two. What happens to the rest? You're about to find out. Now, the next category is a little more severe. The losers are sent to a random, unknown location in space-time by a grid made out of triangles and with a name beginning with V.
By which I mean the Vortex and the Vaporizer
of the adventure game and Mission 2110 respectively. They really are similar. Remarkably similar. Suspiciously similar. Also, focus. These lovely people don't want to hear about your crazy crossover theories, they want to hear about punishments. Weirdo. With the adventure game, it was always established that the contestants were safe. Maybe a little cold, and definitely with a long walk ahead of them, but they're safe. And Mission 2110 had Caleb give many long monologues to camera, saying that he had no idea where the recruits were sent, if they were safe, or if they were even alive. Now, which one of those had kid contestants again? Before things get even more dangerous, I'd like to step in with something in a league of its own. Last Commanders. The kids are already at home, and the freedom fighters are the ones in peril. If the kids mess up, they get a game over screen and a quick chat with Sky, who always tells them how brave they were when the kids were never in danger in the first place. What about the freedom fighters? Where are they? What happened to them? What did happen to them? I have a couple of theories. One may be an off-screen rescue mission, sort of like the ones they do in the show itself. Or two, a Mission 2110 style panic button. I'm kind of leaning more towards the panic button, but I've no idea. I'm just a viewer. Now, so what's next? Well, you could just, kill
them?
Hey, hear me out. This is the first of Don't Unleash the Beast's very few redeeming qualities. You fail in the poorly designed, probably rigged treasure chamber challenge. You get brutally devoured while the camera cuts back to the professor, who only really cares that he didn't get his precious artifacts.
Which, to be honest, aren't actually that precious. I mean, seriously. Tree bark?
The kids are officially dead and gone, with all the nasty little gory parts happening safely offstage. Now, let's compare this to Knightmare. Inside the dungeons, you can witness children being
fried, swallowed, bludgeoned, sliced, captured, petrified, and dropped from very, very, very high heights.
Absolutely charming 80s tea time viewing. Now, the downside of this is that the kids are safely resurrected afterwards, so it's off-screen and dead, or on-screen and resurrected. Never quite making it all the way. But then again, I would question the suitability of any head of children's TV that showed teenagers being permanently murdered, no matter how much the sadist in me longs to witness the death of my peers. I'm joking. Although, come to think about it, were the eliminations in the Raven spin-offs a kind of death? They happened on screen, and certainly there were no scenes of them being resurrected later. Were they revived and sent home after the quest had finished? But I'm not sure how Raven could have retrieved those who perished
in the Citadel walls, inside the Forgotten Kingdom, and especially not those who perished on Elena's while he was banished.
CVBC? Explain. So, you could send them home, boring, evaporate them. It feeds my theory, but it's probably overdone. Have the consequences occur to somebody else, kind of a special scenario, or kill them. Alas, morals. There has to be another way. A better way. How about you just lock them up for all eternity? It occurs in Jungle Run, where Fellowship can see you imprisoned.
A bamboo cage, a dark miserable mine, a shifting labyrinth, the Templar's Jungle King itself, or one hand stuck bizarrely in that wheel spinny thingy.
It occurs in Relic Guardians of the Museum, where a slip of the memory can cause you to become
and exhibit yourself.
It occurs in Escape from Scorpion Island, where you take the place of whichever poor spirit
the victorious team, typically Claw, just succeeded in freeing.
And finally, Trapped.
That creepy, twisted horror horde of a show that has
no place in children's media, but its name sums it up entirely. I mean, it's a great show, but just because it's good doesn't mean it's not incredibly messed up. But then again, the fact that the child is kidnapped and can't go home can provoke a genuine emotional reaction from both the kids and the parent. I don't know a single parent who doesn't fear their child being taken from them in some way. And likewise with children. It certainly gave me a few nightmares when I was younger. And that's nightmares without the K. Though Knightmare did also give me a few nightmares. But anyway, so there you have it. Just lock them up, throw away the key, put a scarcle and slap on some manacles. Lovely. But while I personally find being kidnapped for eternity the most appealing consequence, I'm not saying it's the best or the only one that should ever be used. All the examples I mentioned, I chose because they were good, the best ones for that situation. You wouldn't kill someone for losing the Crystal Maze, nor would you let someone walk away from Escape from Scorpion Island scot-free. And as I said earlier, the fact that children die in Don't Unleash the Beast is actually what made me keep watching it. What I'm trying to say is, there has to be consequences. Otherwise, what's the point? And what about you, my dear viewer? What do you think? Which category is your favourite? Did I miss a category? And do you have any ideas for future videos? Comment down below. Until next time, it's only a game. Isn't it?